Close your eyes, turn your attention inwards, bring your awareness to your breath. Long, slow breath deep into your belly. Longer, slower breath out. And twice more. And we'll open with 3 ohms. Exhale, inhale. 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 Nice, release your hands. Word of the day is sauerkraut. So I am using this word because I've just made my first jar of sauerkraut. I got interested in fermentation about 6 or 8 months ago, and I bought different books and I've been reading about it. And then a friend of mine sent me a link online today about an online sauerkraut making session. And I followed it, and lo and behold, I now have a glass of sauerkraut. So also today, this is my first Zoom session, and I am nervous about it, but I want to try it and see what it feels like, and will my broadband hold up, and so on. So in the spirit of trying something new, because the times are changing, and it's easy to stay in the past, but knowing that we have to move on. So using the opportunity to learn as I go and to move on, I bring that to my practice, see what my practice will teach me this evening, this afternoon, and then bring it off my practice now to my life. So maybe by this time, in 6 months' time, I'll have a full pantry full of beautiful preserved vegetables from what I'm growing in the garden at the moment. Okay. Let's make our way onto the mat. Come into child's pose straight off. So sit back on your heels, stretch your arms out, come up onto your fingertips, allow your head to drop. Long, slow breath deep into your belly. And as you do, sink down deeper into your heels. As you inhale, stretch your fingers forward. Exhale, sink down deeper. And begin to walk your hands back and come and sit up on your heels and moving into elevated thunderbolt. So sitting back with your heels together, lift your arms overhead, clasp your hands together, interlace your fingers, stretch your hands, arms up, look up, engage your core. Press the index knuckle of your index fingers towards the ceiling. Invite your shoulder blades onto the back. And release down, and moving into locust 1. Come and stretch out on your mat. Arms by your sides, turn your palms up. Squeeze your heels together. Inhale, lift your head and shoulders off the floor. Press the tops of your feet into the floor. Invite your shoulder blades to come onto their back. And release. Make your way into down dog lunge. Come onto your hands and knees. Turn your hands out slightly, lift your hips up. And step your right foot forward to the outside of your right hand. Walk your hands forward. Allow your head to drop, look back towards your toes. Externally rotate your upper arms. Lift the back of your back heel up. Stretch your front heel away from your back knee. And switch legs, front foot back foot forward, hands shoulder width apart, lift your hip, look up, externally rotate your upper arms. And step your feet together and move into forward fold. Feet inner hip width apart, more doable, more difficult, feet together. Line up your fingernails with your toenails. Invite the heel of your hand to come to the floor, knees bent, allow your head to drop. Keeping that, slightly lift your hips up, press the heel of your hands into the floor. Squeeze your inner shins together, your inner thighs. Look back between your legs. Inhale, press down, stand up, moving into crescent. Step your feet together. Lift your arms overhead. Bring your hands together. Root down with the four corners of your feet into the floor. Squeeze your shins in. Stretch your arms up. Move your hips to the right, your torso to the left. Be as sideways as possible. Engage your core. Look straight ahead. Be careful not to collapse into the side you're leaning into. Allow the vagus hint of a smile to come to the corners of your eyes. Inhale, come back up to center and switch over onto the other side. Be as sideways as possible in the other direction. Stretch up. Inhale, come back to center. Allow your arms to come down, hands by your side. Close your eyes, turn in. Turn your attention to your breath. Root down with your feet into the floor. Squeeze your legs together. Press your tailbone down. Stretch the sides of your body long from your hips to your armpits. Broaden across your collarbones. Invite your shoulder blades onto your back. Allow your hands, arms to hang down, but not as if you had two heavy suitcases. Just easy. Move your ears back. Close your eyes. Turn your attention. Notice all that's arising for you right now. The sensations of your feet on the floor, the warm air against the touch of your skin, any sounds you can hear. From here, we move into power pose. Inhale, lift your arms up, hands shoulder width apart, bend your knees, sink down, engage your core, gaze straight ahead. Inhale, exhale, hinge forward, come into forward fold. Allow your head to drop. And then moving into half forward fold. I'm just going to turn the other way so you can see what I'm doing. Place your hands under your shoulders, lift your head, look up. Turn your sit bones up. Endeavour to begin to straighten your legs. Press the backs of your knees towards the wall behind you. Lift your gaze, look up. Bend your knees, place your hands on your hips. Inhale, press down, stand up, and walk to the back of your mat. Moving into high lunge, place your hands on your hips and take a big step forward with attitude and intention with your right foot. Bend your front knee, sink down. Stretch your front knee away from your back heel. Lift your gaze, look up. Broaden across your collarbones. Press down, stand up and pivot to the back of the mat. Turn your right foot in, turn your left foot out. Lift your back heel off the floor. Stretch your front knee away from your back heel. Broaden across your collarbones. Lift the back of your back knee up. Sink down. Lower your hands to the floor and come all the way to your back. Lying in your back, we're moving into a reclined lunge. Bend your right knee, clasp your right foot with both hands, turn the sole of the foot up towards the ceiling, draw down on your knees, your shin is vertical, press your lower back into the floor, stretch your left leg out, press the back of the left thigh into the floor, press your lower back into the floor, press your head into the floor. And release and switch to the other side. Stretch your right leg out. Curl your left knee in. Clasp your left foot with both hands. Shin vertical, sole parallel to the ceiling. Draw down on the sole of your feet. Push through your right leg. Press the back of your right thigh into the floor. Engage your core. And release and make your way onto your hands and knees. And moving into crouching monkey. I'll set myself up so you can see me here. Step your right foot forward. Take your right arm, hand, bring it across the front of your shin, bend your elbow, lift your head, look up. More doable, keep your back knee on the floor. More difficult, lift your back knee off the floor, bend your elbow, sit down. Crouching monkey. And release and switch legs. Front foot back, back foot forward. Bring your left arm across the front of your shin. Hand, line up fingernails with toenails. Lift the back of your back knee up. Sink down, gaze straight ahead. And gently release. Moving into extended side angle, come and stand up. Step your feet wide apart. Line up the root of your second toe with the middle of your ankle, from here to here. Turn your right foot out. Line up your front heel so it bisects the arch of the back foot. Float your arms up, inhale. Bend your front knee, sink down. Move your front knee out in line with your second toe. Either bring your elbow to your knee, more doable, or bring your hand to the floor, more difficult. Lift your top arm over. Press the outside edge of your back foot into the floor. Look up towards your top hand. Lift your chest. Inhale, press down, stand up, and switch to the other side. Right foot in, left foot out. Lift your arms, inhale. Bend your front knee, sink down, and then choose where you want to put your hand or your forearm. Lift your top arm over your ear, look up towards the ceiling. Press the outside edge of your back foot into the floor. Press your knee into your arm. And release, and switching into Trikonasana. Press down with your left foot, straighten your left knee, stand up, rotate your left foot in, rotate your right foot out, Make sure that your foundation is set up. Inhale, float your arms up. And then reach forward and place your hand on the floor. Lift your top arm up to vertical. Press down with the outside edge of your back foot into the floor. Draw your left hip back, your left ribs back. Draw your right buttock underneath. Press down with your right hand, right foot into the floor. Engage quads and both legs. Inhale, press down, stand up, and switch to the other side. Right foot in, left foot out. Lift your arms up. And reach forward. Place your hand on the floor. Lift your top arm up to vertical. And press down and stand up and switch sides again. Turn your left foot in, turn your right foot out. Moving into no hand lunge. Clasp your hands behind your back. Bring your thumbs onto your lower back, around your sacrum area. Bend your front knee, sink down. Press the outside edge of your back foot into the floor. Inhale, stretch your spine up. Exhaling, hinging forward. Bring your head towards the floor. Lift your arms off your back. Press the outside edge of your back foot into the floor. Notice your breathing. Bend your hands, bend your arms, allow your hands to come to your back. Straighten your front knee, turn your right foot in, turn your left foot out. Stretch your spine up, bend your front knee, sink down. Lift your arms off your back to vertical or beyond. More doable, wrists apart. More difficult, wrists together. Whatever suits your body today. And press down and stand up. And moving into reclining, bowing sage, come and lie down on your backs. Bend your right knee and bring your knee into your chest. You might like to use a belt here. Clasp your foot with both hands, stretch your foot up. Inhale, push up through your heel and draw your leg close towards you. Push your lower back into the floor. Invite your shoulders to come onto your back. And release that leg and switch over onto the other side. Curl your left knee in, clasp your foot with both hands, stretch your leg up. Press the back of your thigh away from you. And release. And moving into both big toe pose. Feet hip width apart, turn your toes up. And clasp your big toe with the first two fingers of your right hand, placing it between the big toe and the second toe. Do the same with the other side. And then walking your heels back a little bit, lean back slightly. Lift your right leg off the floor. Lift your left leg off the floor. You may have to do with your knees bent. That's great. It's a great start. You can straighten your legs, legs wide out to the side. More doable, more difficult, bring them together. Engage your core. Look beyond your toes towards the great blue sky. And gently release. Moving into cosmic abs, a favorite here at the loft. Shift your weight onto your right foot. Shift your weight onto your right hip, arms out to the left. Begin to bicycle your legs up and down, your arms up and down. and breathing. So you're right on your right hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And really move your upper shoulders like you're a belly dancer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep your knees together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And making our way into twisted sage. Sit on your right hip, knees bent out to the left. Bisect the sole of the right foot with the top of your left foot. If that's available to you, it may not be available to you. Bring your right arm to the top of your knee. Bring your left hand arm behind you. Look over your front right shoulder. Press your sit bones towards the floor. Stretch your spine up. And release and switch to the other side. Come onto your right hip. Place your left hand on top of your right knee. Place your right arm behind you. Look over your left shoulder. Stretch up. Press your sit bones into the floor. And release. And moving into cow face pose. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Cross your right leg over your left leg. Stay here, more doable, more difficult. Bend your knee and bring your heel into your hip. Sit bones on the floor. Make both feet active. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhaling, hinging forward. Inhale, stretch your fingers forward. Exhale, sink down. Press your sit bones into the floor. Inhale, stretch forward. Exhale, sink down. And make your way back to the center. And then do the Marella Monroe, cross the legs in the other direction. And again, you can have your right leg stretched out in front of you. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, hinge forward. Walk your hands back, moving into eagle pose. Come and stand up. Feet together, bend your knees, lift your right leg and wrap it around the front of the left leg. If I can do it without falling over. And lift the left arm and wrap the right underneath and hug the midline. And keeping that back straight, bend the knees, sink down. Square your hips, your shoulders to the front of the mat. Lift your gaze, look at a point in front of you that's not moving. Turn your attention inwards. Press down, stand up, and switch to the other side. Shift your weight onto your right foot and lift your left leg and wrap it around the front of the right. And lift your right arm and wrap the left underneath and hug the midline. And press down and stand up. From here, we're moving into reverse mudra. So stand towards the back of your mat and bring your hands as if in prayer behind you. More doable, I'll just show you. More doable, fingers pointing down the waist. If it's easier on your shoulders, more difficult, point them up the waist. Endeavoring to bring the heel of your hands together. Step forward with your right foot. Keep your back foot on the floor, your back heel. Square your hips, your shoulders to the front of the mat. Broaden across your collarbones. Stretch the sides of your body long. Inhale. And hinge forward. Exhale. Bring your chin to your shin, engage your core. And press down and stand up, and we get to switch feet. Front foot back, back foot forward. Set up your foundation, stretch up, inhale, and hinge forward again. Inhale and come back up to center. Step your feet together, allow your arms to drop by your sides, moving into Tadasana again, mountain pose. Close your eyes, turn in, bring your awareness to your breath. From here, we're moving into squatting. Separate your feet wider than hip width apart, turn your toes out slightly, and then simply sinking down. Bring your hands together as if from prayer, stay here, or place your hands in front of you and allow your head to drop. Squeeze your knees into your shoulders and your outer upper arms. And just sink down into your hips. And moving into crane pose, place your hands wider than your shoulders. Bend your knees. Press your elbows into your knees into your elbows. And then lift your hips up and come up onto the top of one toe, top of the other toe. Squeeze your heels together. Begin to straighten your arms if you're up. Otherwise, just keep one foot on the floor. Just see how you get on. Or you could switch from one foot to the other. And release. And come here, moving into foot to toe. Take your hands, place them on the floor so that your fingers are pointing towards your toes. So the backs of your hands are on the floor. And then walk them in under the front of your feet so that your toes are touching your wrists. You may have to bend your knees here. Allow your head to drop. Keep that. Begin to stretch your knees back towards the back of the room behind you. Keep looking back between your legs. And release. Moving into cobra, legs lifted. Come onto your belly. Arms by your ribs in cobra arms. Your forearm is vertical here. Elbows bent. Press the tops of your feet into the floor. Inhale, lift your legs off the floor. Press your hands into the floor, claw back, lift your head and chest off the floor. Come through the gateway of your arms. Move your ears back. And gently release. And coming into full cobra. Feet hip width apart, more doable. Together, more difficult. Again, press the tops of your feet into the floor, flare your toes. Come through the gateway of your arms, lift your head and shoulders off the floor. Move your ears back. Clawing your fingers back. And release. And coming into sideways child's pose. So come all the way back into child's pose. Again, heels together, knees apart, more doable. Or heels together, knees together, more difficult. Walk your arms around to one side, hands shoulder width apart. Creep them forward. Inhale, stretch forward. Exhale, sinking back into your heels. And then walk your hands all the way around to the other side. and release. And moving into staff pose. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Feet inner hip width apart or double fist width apart. You want to know what that is. Or together. Place your hands by your hips, fingers pointing towards your feet. Press down with your sit bones, broaden across your collarbones, squeeze your shins in, engage your core, notice your breathing. And release. And from here, we're moving into seated angle, feet wide apart. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, hinge forward. If you've got blocks, you might want to put your elbows on blocks or on books. Clasp your hands together, press the backs of your thighs into the floor, push through your heels, lift your head, look up. Inhale, come back to center. And moving into happy baby. Come and lie on your back. Bend both knees. Clasp the outside edges of your feet with your hands. Separate your feet wider than your shoulders, your knees wider than your shoulders. Press your lower back into the floor. Engage your core. Press your shoulder blades together on your back. Press your head, lift your chin. From here, bring your legs together. Begin to straighten them up. Allow your toes to come towards the floor. Relax your elbows. Press the backs of your thighs up towards the ceiling. Squeeze your inner thighs, your inner shins. Close your eyes, turn in. Moving into reclining child's pose, bring both knees into your chest, hug them in, and give yourself the most divine, delicious hug that you can possibly give. And for the last 5 minutes, moving into Shavasana, stretch your legs out, stretch your arms out, close your eyes, turn in, and completely let go. Begin to deepen your breathing. Bring your awareness back into your body, your attention back into your body. Notice the movements of your hands and feet. Begin to awaken your body. Perhaps give yourself a stretch. And bend your knees. Roll to one side and just pause for a moment. And place your hands on the floor. Push your way back up to sitting. Bring your hands together. Close your eyes. Turn in one last time. To honor ourselves, each other, and the practice, and the art of trying something new and not to be afraid of it. We close with one moment. Exhale. Inhale. Thanks for practicing. Thanks for coming to practice, and see you on the mat.